Joseph YouTube, welcome to the Coffee Pot. My name is Tisha Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
The caption of this video reads, Mothers, should you cover your sons or prepare them? It's Up Their podcast. I thought this was a very interesting take on a single mother's experience trying to raise a son. No more wasting time. Let's get it.
This is a bar that he dropped on me, and it crushed me. But I needed that because it put me back on the potter's wheel to be made over again as a woman. It changed my entire approach to men holistically. And my son told me this when he was 17 years old. He said, if you really loved me the way that you said you loved me, you would have taught me how to survive in the situations that you were afraid of killing me, instead of protecting me and not teaching me how to protect myself. And that is what happens when mothers think that they can raise men. We don't teach them how to protect themselves the way that a man teaches a man how to protect himself. What we do is we coddle them and we become this wall of security that come crashing down when they get to smelling themselves and they in their 18s and 19s and now he can't live in your house no more, and you send him out into the world unprotected, and that's why he resents you.
Facts. Because it indirectly disrupts their understanding.
Yes.
You love them so much.
The birth of a villain story. That's the birth of a villain story. You know how a lot of villains have complex relationships with mommy?
Yes.
And it's like, because I love to hate her, I know that she only did it because she loved me.
Yes.
But if she really loved me, you would have taught me how to protect myself.
Wow. That was a deep point that was made. It is nearly impossible for a mother by herself. So of course here we're talking about single moms. Though she may be sincere, though she may love her son, it is nearly impossible to truly prepare that man for the difficult journey that is ahead of that man, that young man in this life. Life for men is difficult. And women think they know, but they don't, because everything she thinks he might go through, she's never experienced firsthand, right? She may understand that the world won't give him any handouts, but she doesn't understand that not only will they not give him any handouts, they will try to find reasons to not help him. Not only will they not give him any handouts, he will be distrusted. He will have to prove himself at every turn to not be a danger, to be reliable. Respect will be earned. That idea that everybody deserves respect does not exist for men. Men earn respect from other men. The world that is waiting for that man will either make or break him. And the only person that can serve that coffee to that young man, in most cases, in a way that, though difficult, the experience may not be excruciating hell, can only be done by a man who's also experienced what it is to better improve yourself and become a competent man who can take care of himself. But what happens? Well, in a lot of cases, when a man is raised by a single mother, you can see the lack of ambition. You can see the lack of preparedness through that young man's inability to control his emotions, to deal with the world around him. He's upset. He's angry. He wasn't ready. Let's check out some of these comments, see what the people have to say. First comment here says, this just shows the importance of a two-parent household. Yes, the family arrangement was created for a reason. Here's somebody else who says, this is mature level thinking and reality. Man, there were times when I had to accept bitter truths that my father had for me. And it wasn't easy at first because I migrated here before my father, and I'm into the US. I came here around 7 years old. My father came later on, and I was with my mom for about 7 years. When my dad came back into the household, things changed. And the reason why it took so long for him to come here was due to the fact that there was a lot of tension during that time. It was like right before 9/11. And we came right before 9/11. Without him, he was supposed to come a few years later. Then after 9/11, the borders got really strict and stuff, and it took years for people to get their green card. There was confusion with that. But by the time my father was reunited with us, there were definitely some things that I needed to be retaught. And he would say things, after he heard me say certain things, he would disagree and like correct me about certain things. I used to say stuff like, oh, money doesn't matter. Relationships about love. And he'd say, look at me and say, hey, man, don't underestimate the importance of making money. Right? And of course, he wasn't like worship money, but I became this like, free loving, and this is what happens. You don't understand the importance of certain things, and then you go through life, you understand, along with a bunch of other stuff he taught me. But the importance of getting your shit together, getting a job, being able to take care of yourself. We're stressed very heavily. Let's keep reading more comments here. This comment says, not if you really loved me. It should be if you understood what type of love he needed. That's a good point. Somebody else here says, I have a 14-year-old son and I needed this. Legit facts. Go find yourself a masculine figure for that man. You can't do it on your own. Do some women do it? Yes. Very small percentage, and that shouldn't matter. We don't base life on the exception. Here's somebody else who says, that's why I love my mother. She was harder on me, which made me a better man. Even when I fall, I know how to get back up. The problem is a lot of women will read a comment like this and be like, see, that's me. I'm the exception to the rule. I can do both. You can't. You will raise up children who come back to you, expect you to take care of them when they should be able to take care of themselves. And there will begin the resentment. Here's somebody else who says, our child's voice must be louder than the sound of fear. Somebody else here says, makes sense, and still some will miss the point. Somebody else here says, I needed to hear this because my boys are 17 and 15. Ooh, that's that age. Goes on to say they're growing up and I am trying to hold on to them and protect them so much. And this is the answer I needed to hear to help my boys now. We've got another comment here that says, I have 2 sons. They are the same age as yours. I had to tell my wife to step back and let me show them how to be men. Yes. Because women will try to stop fathers in some cases. He goes on to say, it was hard for her, but she knew I was right. We've got another comment here that says, so lucky to have my dad to share so much information with me. My dad was hard but fair. The jewels he gave me are priceless. We've got another comment here that says, so powerful and true. Listen, guys, as always, I'm Krishna. What do you think? Leave your comments down below. As always, I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of the Coffee Pod. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.